All right, so doing a quick live here. This is probably going to be the quickest one that I've ever done. So the only thing I'm going over right now is the trades we took today in the premium, and gold was choppy. So we know that we've got to make some, some changes maybe to how we trade when it's choppy. So we had several signals fire off. All of them had moves after the signal fired off. They just weren't great moves. Gold just didn't move. So can you hear me okay? I want to make sure that mic's on. So, of course, like I said, we had choppy. We traded gold. I only traded gold this morning. Did not trade NASDAQ or ES or anything else. Typically, I do trade several different instruments at one time. But today decided just to do gold. So, and gold was, I'm just going to call it the loser for the morning. All right. So you pick something to trade, picked gold, and it wasn't the greatest today. We had nothing but a choppy market. If we would have traded NASDAQ, ES, any of the indices, they actually moved quite well. Sorry, guys. And they had a good back and forth direction. So that can happen. That's typically why I don't stay, in just one and trade one thing, because I like to peek at the market, see how it's playing out, and then decide what to trade. However, if you get up and you trade one asset, and you decide like this, we're going to trade gold and that's it. You're going to get what you get. My saying, you get what you get, you don't throw a fit. So there's nothing you can do about what happens. Okay. And we just got a reverse signal, guys, to go long on gold. It's afternoon, so I'm not taking it. I was already stopped out on my bonus, my runners. But we just had a reverse signal on it. So if you're not out, go ahead and close your runners for the day. I'm going to go over my trades, what my thoughts were, how I traded it, so you guys can see what I did in today's kind of choppy market. All right, so let's get started. This will be short. It's not going to be long. So here's my chart as a whole. Looks kind of messy, but I've got it marked up. I've got the profit or loss. I went ahead and clipped each trade profit or loss from the account. And then over to the side, you can't see it yet, but I have a total. I have a whole thing where it's the whole thing in total for a day. All right. So we had a signal to buy. It was already in a buy. We were in a buy pretty much all night on gold, other than some pullbacks. So we had a signal to buy right here. Okay. And that was what? 718. So that was the signal to buy. I bought. I did what I was supposed to do. What did we have to the left? Remember, if you get a signal, look to the left. Did you just have a downward move? We did. Okay, it broke that trend line. We didn't have, you don't really have to always draw them. So I went ahead and bought. My stop was down here, and I went ahead and made this. It's a 68 tick stop, and I went ahead and made the profit twice that, going for 2 to 1. Well, we didn't get it. It moved up, and it moved up a decent amount. Let me adjust this. So I had a 68, and I think my stop was actually a little bit higher than that, but we'll keep it at 68. So let's put the long and short to 68. How close were we? If we move that to 68, then it was close to the top. It was close to a 1-to-1. So it almost hit 1-to-1. So depending on how you're managing that, you could have profited. I could have, if I do my usual, put on 10 contracts, close out 8. Well, I would have closed out 8 up in here or here. There's either here, or if I didn't, then when it pulled down and barely shot up over that, I would close out the 8. That's typically what I do. The market gives you profit, take the profit, and what you get on the runners, what you get. So if I would have put on 10, and let's say it moved up here, and this, let's just say this wick candle right here, I closed, okay? Then let me do this, put the arrow thing. So again, put on the trade as it wicked up here, closed out 8 contracts, left 2 on, left my stop where it was. My loss wouldn't have been $164. I would only had 2 contracts on at that loss, which is what I had. Well, actually, that is what I had. Sorry. I had 2 contracts on at this loss level. So 164. But had I traded 10, closed out 8, okay, and left the 2 runners on, stop where it is, I would have got stopped out on the runners at -164. However, the 8 here would have locked in profit. This would have been less of a loss. Okay. So I traded differently. You know, I only put on 2 because I've been trying to show you guys how just two will make it. So 1 or 2. So I put on 2, and my plan was, when I put on 2, was to close 1 and let the other go. And I didn't close 1 at partial. I was hoping it would go more. So what I should have done even was close out 1 at one of these levels, and then I would have only had 1 loss at here, which would have been what, $82. So I would have had an $82 loss against whatever gains I locked in, whether I closed here or here. So that closing partial is really a huge deal. You know, I've been doing that for years now, and you guys have seen that, where closing partial can be huge, because sometimes, like today, we get chop, right? So in today's choppy market, I did good. I did well. But I had to change I had to go back to my original, how many contracts I put on. We had a pullback here. It broke that trend line, and it went up, came back, went back up again, pulled back low, went back up again. So as far as signals go, we had a buy signal, and it did follow through. It pulled up. After that, it just fell apart. Over here, and I didn't let you guys know this, and I should have. I'll start letting you know when these come through, and I'll see if I can have this one automatically trigger through as well. But I think if I keep it in the trading area where you guys are, I think it would be better, because then I could just keep popping them in there on the, instead of alerting you and you having to go out and look at an alert thinking it's a trade, but it's not. It's just information. This one's just information. This red line here was the 15-minute and the got to shut my alarm off. The 15-minute and the 1 hour turning red. Okay, so here everything's green. So here it's 4 hours green, 1 hour's green. 15-minute goes back green, because over here we're getting a retracement. Okay. So again, what we were into this morning before the start of the market, before 7 a.m., we were, the 4 hour is green. The 60-minute is green. The 15-minute was red, letting you know there's a retracement. We're getting a pullback. Okay. Then we got a signal to go long. Look to the left. Yes, it broke a downtrend. It was moving down. We had a retracement. Good time to buy. It's the best time to buy after it pulls back and gets a retracement or dips. So we bought there, and then after that, it kind of fell apart. Over here, because that is this signal to buy was the 15-minute coming back in line with the 60-minute and 4 hour buy. They were all green. Okay, over here then you have the 15-minute, and the 15-minute actually, I think it was right in here, went red. And then over here you get the 1 hour following suit. Okay, so you got the 15-minute and the 1 hour going red. That means a deeper retracement, possible reversal coming. Okay, that's how you read that. So again, 15-minute, just the 15-minute, like over here, means we're in a retracement, and we had the retracement. The 1 hour never went red over here, so we get a signal to buy. Over here, 15-minute turn red, 1 hour turn red. That means a deep retracement or deeper retracement than we've been getting, possible reversal. We have to wait for the 4 hour to come in line. Okay. So it pulled up here, pulled back. I didn't take this. Okay. If I was normally trading normal, you know, you could get in lightly on the trend line break if you want, or wait for a pullback. If it pulls back, add contracts. I didn't do any of that. I just said, no, I'm going to trade the signals. So over here, gold, and I didn't have a trend line drawn. So the trend line wasn't here. Okay. And basically had a signal to short here, took the trade. There's my trade. And I put 12 on. I went back to my, and you know, it's either, for me, it's either 8 on close or 10 on close 8, or it's 12 on close 10. That is typically what I do. It's one of the two. So I just went, I'm going 12s. Okay. Every chance I get a short, I'll go 12. So I shorted with the 12, and I just went ahead and drew a trend line up here. And of course, what did it do? It pulled back. Pulled back, test the backside of the trend line as well as that previous high. Okay. Well, then I got my push. When it was over in here, when this candle, this red candle pushed down, and you could see the low was pretty much the same low here. So when this candle, because my close price is 262.69, which is, let me go back to put this tool on here. There's 2625, 2620. I think it was the top of the candle. Not quite. Right there. So right where the horizontal line is right now, that's when I closed. That candle was still in play, but I decided, nope, it's you know, it's hit that low, and I'm going to go ahead and close out partial. So I closed off 10. So there was the profit on that, 290, okay, that I got for a profit on that. So again, entry was here. I had to sit through a pullback. I sat through this pullback, and then it pushed. It did what it was supposed to. So I got a good trade. Just gold wasn't ready to go today anywhere. And we all got dressed up to go out, and gold wasn't having it. So still a good trade. I'll take 10 of those a day, right? How many of them do you need per day? Again, if you're only looking for 4,000 a month, you only need 200. Now this offset that. So at this point in time, with this one trade, I'm still down. Okay. With this 290, I had a 164 loss. I'm still down. That's okay. Or not down. It covered my loss. Sorry. That covered my loss. I'm in the positive a little bit, but not what I want per day, what I look for per day. Still not there, but a winning day. If I stopped right there, if I didn't take anything else, had 2 runners on this one in case it does what? In case this would have broke and ran, or pulled back, shoot down, break the lows and run. That's why we leave the runners on. That's what we're hoping for. We're hoping it breaks and runs. It doesn't always do that. We had great moves on the indices today, but just not gold. So that was a good trade. So again, I closed partial on this candle, and then I'm glad I did because it pulled back, right? And then let me kind of zip this over. And then here, I took this manually. This was not a signal to short. Notice there's no horizontal or vertical line. This candle was not a signal to short, but when it had a pullback and the red candle broke, because I did draw a trend line on the pullback, I went ahead and took it. I'm like, I'm going to throw another trade on. So this is something you guys might not have taken. Okay. So this was an extra trade for me. This is throwing in my old habits of drawing trend lines and waiting for pullback, break the trend line, the retracement line, and get back in on another trade or add to your contract. Then that's just me having another trade. So you guys might not have had that. Probably not. Okay. This was very short. It pulled down here. And what did I see right here? Well, when it pulled down here, it's at that low, the wick low of these candles. I closed. I closed out 10. And I did not leave 2 runners on that one. I meant to put 12 on and close 10, and I didn't. So I had no more runners added to that at all. So that was my bad. But I made 221 on the profit on that, just that short little trade. So 221, 290, you know, we're up over 500. That's up over 500. Okay. And that was a good trade, but that's kind of like a bonus. And then it started to pull up. We actually had a sell signal over here. That's that last one. It was before noon. Noon's over here, the yellow line. So we had another sell signal, which is the 15-minute. Again, we sold here. And then we get a retracement because the 15-minute time frame goes out of phase with the 1 hour and 4 hour. So 15-minute is green, okay, meaning a pullback. That's what we got. 15-minute went red again. Sell. I sold. Or I sold here. Sorry. What did I do? Move my line? I'm sorry, guys. I keep moving these lines. Anyway, I'll leave it. I'm not moving it. So sold here, trend line break, profit here. I closed out 10. I put on 12. Closed out 10. Why did I close 10 here? Same reason I closed 10 here. It just it's choppy. There's a reason why I closed 10. I'm just not willing to leave all those on to take that bigger loss because I don't expect it to go because of what it did here, what it did here, and what it did here. This first one, it made the low. So this first one actually broke that low, candles close, but then over here, it just doesn't break it. And over here, it just didn't break it. So why would I expect it to break it on this sell? And this is what you have to decide. This is a decision. When you get a sell order and you think to yourself, it may not go past these lows. If it's that close, you have to decide whether you're putting it on or not. You could do a no trade. I'm not going to trade, not taking the trade because there really was not a lot of room, right, to take profit. So that trade's small. It's only 101 because I closed it out quickly. Okay. So over there is what? 6? Yeah, about 600. And then we had the 164 loss. And then what it did over here after noon, remember, we're looking to do one of two things. We either get stopped out, well, 3 things, I guess. We either get stopped out on our runners, or you might have moved your stop to break even. I did not move my stop to break even on this. I did move my stop down. So I moved my stop down because you see lower highs, right? High, lower high, lower high. So I'm seeing lower highs. So I'm like, okay, safe to move my stop down. I moved it about halfway. Okay, so move my stop down. So again, afternoon, we're not taking any trades afternoon. So it was about, I don't know what time it was here, 11 something, wasn't it? Yeah, 11:30 something, 11:33 on this one. After that, we're not looking to take any more trades. Noon's coming up, and we're going to stop at noon, right? So we leave them on. We're going to get either stopped out. We're going to exit one of 3 ways. We get stopped out, in which this case I did. Runners closed, stopped out right there. I had 4 on in case, 4 runners on, and you can't regret this right here. So I got stopped out. It's either that or we wait for a reverse signal, which we did get here recently, or you wait till end of day, whatever comes first. So I got stopped out. You cannot kick yourself for this right here. These are runners that got stopped out. I know you're losing a little bit of money. So I lost 143 on this trade against what I have gained. And I lost the other, which was 160 something. Don't kick yourself if the runners end up in the negative like this. It's normally not bad. Okay. I had 4 contracts on, and that loss is only 143. Over here, I had only 2 contracts on, and that loss is higher. It's more. It's 164. I had double the contracts over here on the right and lost less money. Okay, so I'm not going to kick myself over that. Those are my runners. They're there for a reason. They serve a purpose. The runners are there in case, gold would have broke short and just kept running. It just didn't do it. We never know when it's going to do it. If you're trading with one contract, you would have put one on here and you would have got stopped out. You would have put one on a sell, another on a sell, and this is why you would have taken 2 losses today if that's all you did. This is why I mentioned when I did the videos the last couple of days that you have to decide if you're going to actually also use, you see, I draw retracement lines on here. Don't have to. I mean, if I get a sell signal, I don't have to draw that retracement line. I just do. But you don't need to. Got a sell signal. Okay. And I'm going to sell. But always, I think, look for your lows and highs. Here's your low point. Does it get broken? A little bit, but it's on a wick. Okay. Does it get broken here? No, it doesn't. Does it get broken here? No, it doesn't. Might be time to close the trade out. Okay. And you have to decide for yourself, how many times are you going to let it bang on the bottom before you say, I think it might not break that. I should probably close out part of my position or all. And what does that help you do? If you were to put on, say, 2 contracts on a sell, 2 contracts on a sell, 2 contracts on a sell, well, you'd have 6 contracts on. If you decide you wanted to close some out because you just don't think it's going to break this low, well, then do it. That helps preserve your capital. You'll have less of a losing day, less loss. So that was my runners stopping out. Here's total overall with these. So first one down here was a loss, 164. Second trade, 290 gain, 221 gain, some change. I don't count the change. 101 change, or 101 and some change for another profit. 143 loss on my runners. But total, that was a $300 day. So I'll take that. Is it what I want to achieve per day? No, it's not. Okay. I'm looking for 500 per day. I had to change, and you guys seen that. I had to change what I was doing in order to make it as successful. And it would have been, I don't know, guys, I'd have to calculate this out. Okay, so I sold here, closed here. That was, how many did I close? 10. So I put on 12, closed it. So I closed 10, locking in 290. So that's $29 per contract. So if you would have traded 2 here, took this loss, like I did, 164, put on, if you would have put on 2 here, you would have had to have closed here, though. And I don't think most of you would have closed. You might have closed 1, locking in $29, let's say, leaving 1 on. Put on 10 here, or 2 here, you would have closed out maybe, let's say you closed 1, locking in $21. So that would have been, what, 29, 21, $50. That would have been $50 back toward your loss. You would have sold here. I don't even know if any of you would have sold here and closed out partial, but let's say you did sell 2, close out 1, and locked in $10. So you've made back, if that's what you did, you would have made back, what did I say, about $80 of this loss. So less of a loss. And then you would have only had 1, 2, 3 runners on instead of here with my 4. So you would have lost, a little bit less than that. So you would have lost back about $100 or a little more than 100, 125. So it would have been a losing day, but closing partials helps it helps cushion that a little bit. All right. So not a great day to trade. I'm not, I mean, I'm satisfied with it, but not happy. It was, you know what I mean? It's just not the best thing. We had the indices really trend. So those actually, I know NASDAQ, ES and all signaled to go short. I mean, if you guys want me to share those in there, I don't know that anyone's trading them. I can do both gold and NASDAQ or gold and ES. I don't know. I don't know if I have it turned on for the indices. Actually, no, I don't. That's not a sell line. Oh, I did have the sell line here. I had it on this morning at the coffee shop, but I shut it off. So it had a sell line here, all four coming in, because I was trading with the guy's coffee shop. Or I was trading. He wasn't trading. So yeah, so not the best day in gold. We don't like to see the chop. You can't, we can't do anything about the chop. All we can do is come to the table, come to your office desk, coffee shop, whatever you trade. Come to the table, open your charting software up and trade, and just stick to your rules. I switched, not really switched, but adapted to what happened this morning and just thought, you know what, I'm going to go and start putting on 12s. Go back to what I originally do. Now, I'm glad I went in light on this first one because it would have been more of a loss. All right. And it would have barely balanced out then. So stacking in more or adding on more actually paid off. If I would have just went in on 2s and closed out 1s, well, then I would have been at a loss for the day. Okay. So let me know in the trading thread in there if you guys want me to do one of the indices as well, kind of look at them, see what might play out and turn it on one of them tomorrow. I can. It's up to you guys. And then I'll start letting you know when this happens, when you get the 15-minute, 1 hour turning red, because that means a deeper retracement, possible reversal coming. It's kind of a heads up. So that's when, of course, and seeing that, what could I have done? Well, with the 15-minute and the 1 hour switching to red, the 4 hour may come into play. I could have closed out here, my runner, my 2 contracts on. So I'd have had less of a loss on that. Okay. Now, earlier, what was it? Sunday, when I did the live, we did the 15-minute, 1 hour switching, and that's it. You took the trade. So that's something you guys will have to decide. I can do it either way. The 4 hour seems to bring more profit when it's in line as well. But I showed you on Sunday, but we ran the numbers, and that was just gold last week, where when we actually would take a long position, and then when we got the 15-minute, 1 hour turning red, we would have sold there. That was Sunday. That was trading all day Sunday, just taking the 1 hour and 15-minute back and forth when it reversed. And those actually reversed over here too. So before the 4 hour came in line. But we ran the numbers, and the numbers say trade with the 4 hour trend, right? So hopefully tomorrow will be better. I'll probably do gold and one of the indices. I don't know which one. I don't know if it'll be NQ or ES. And I'm going to do a quick video on the eval accounts. I don't know how many of you guys are trading on eval accounts. I do have an Apex link in there that I put. Mine actually, I think it's whatever percentage off, 80. They're not running specials now. They're probably going to run a special. Well, I know they'll run one around Christmas and a year. But whatever that special is, if you use my link, you'll get the current special, whatever they have. I will go over that and kind of show you what he did at the coffee shop today. You cannot do it after you pass an eval. So what I'm going to show you, it's how he's been passing his eval accounts. They don't really seem to care how you pass an evaluation account. When it comes to your PA account, you cannot do this. You have to trade. So, but there is kind of a way around it, and Top Steps actually mentioned it in a couple of their lives that you can do instead. And I think some people try it. Some are successful, some aren't. So I'm going to kind of show you, because for those of you trading evals, since the evaluation accounts are so cheap, you can, because he got on there this morning and he's like, he was on Apex. He's like, what's your code? So I gave him my code and he put it in to get the discount. And he bought the accounts, and then he had accounts passed. It was quick, but that was only because it was mainly because the indices moved. He traded NASDAQ, and NASDAQ, of course, went short, and he grabbed it and was in and out pretty quick. So I'm going to kind of show you what he does, and there's a way you can actually do it on the PAs. That's kind of a back way of doing it. So, all right. I'll kill the live. I got an appointment in the afternoon. You should have already closed out. I'm not trading the rest of the day. I'm out. I might trade some of the London or Asian session later tonight. I don't know. But then the signals won't be feeding out through the rest of the day. They're shut off and they'll be back. They automatically shut off at end of day, and they'll come around in the morning. So we'll try again tomorrow. I'm going to actually do gold, and I'll pick an indice. I think I want to do gold and then something else tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, I'll let you know on the 15-minute 1 hour when those alert. And I'll probably just let you know in the Discord, like I said, the whatever, I don't know what it's called, guys. What's it called? The talk and discussion area. I don't know what we got it labeled as. Trade discussion. There you go. So that's fitting. So I'll let you know in there when we get those, if we get those tomorrow, where it does that. Because like I said, if you do get that signal on that 15-minute 1 hour switching, you just know, hey, we're gonna get, if you get the 15-minute and the 1 hour switch, you're going to get a deeper retracement, and it possibly could pull the 4 hour with it and be a complete trend change. So here's something you could do on this. You could always just close out part of your trade. It's up to you guys. That's the trade management. If you put 10 on and it comes over here and says, hey, the 15-minute 1 hour are red, you may choose to close out part of the 10 to suffer less of a loss. Leave the 5 on in case the 15-minute 1 hour turned back around, like if it dipped in here and turned. So it's really going to be up to you guys as far as the trade management, but I'll post those in there because that's kind of an early warning. Like I said, that it's an indication, the 15-minute 1 hour going red. So it's an indication that, yes, you're getting a deeper pullback, and it's a possibility that the 4 hour is going to turn red as well, in which case it did. And then that first sell signal was over here. And if you look at it overall, what happens? Well, we get a pull down. The 15-minute 1 hour turns red. It goes down, pulls back, makes a what? Lower high, goes down, makes a what? Lower low, goes back, makes a what? Lower high, bam. The 4 hour came in sync right there with the others. So when you look at this, make sure you look at the swings and stuff. That's not an accident why that signaled short there. Okay. These two are already turned red, pulled down, made a low, lower high, lower low, lower high signal to short. Came back and tested, went short, and just stopped. It just wasn't ready to go. Gold's not ready to go. Okay. It's price based. So we just didn't get it pull down. So overall, the signal was good. The signal was there. The signal was where timing we would want it to be. It just didn't move after that. All right. So, all right, I will talk to you guys later. I got an appointment here. Yeah. So I got to scoot. I got to be gone in about half an hour, and I got another couple doors to paint real quick before I do. So I will chat with you later. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, just be ready for tomorrow, and we'll do gold and maybe NASDAQ.